In an article by the Harvard Business Review titled "When Empowering Employees Works and When It Doesn't," I learned many ways in which employers can empower their employees in an effective way that leads to a better and more productive work environment. This experiment was conducted with over 300,000 employees over 30 different countries. The main goal of the study was to find a link between empowerment leadership style and job performance, such as productivity in routine tasks, organization, and overall creativity. They were also trying to find out if there was an increase in job performance. Was it the increase because of internal feelings of empowerment or increase in trust and respect for the supervisor and employer? And lastly, they looked for differences in empowerment across different cultures, industry, and levels of employment. They found that empowering employees does in fact have an influence in creativity and organizational behavior. Employers who empower employees found them engaging in activities that were not even mandatory and often helping other coworkers. Empowering employers were also way more trusted by their employees than the employers who do not empower their employees. They also found that performance was more positively influenced in Eastern cultures compared to Western cultures. They also had a more positive influence on employees who had less experience in their place of work. Employers that delegated authority to employees asked for company input and encouraged decision making. These employers have more employees that are rated as organized citizens as well as highly creative. This type of leadership is shown to create employees who inspire new ideas, help other coworkers, work on extra tasks, and give additional support to the company. These positive changes were found to have been from two different psychological processes. First, employers felt more in control of their work. This made them feel that their job actually had meaning. They felt confident in their ability to do their job, and they could make a difference within the company. This also allowed employees to feel freedom within their job to display creativity that positively affected the company. Second, employees felt a sense of trust in their leaders when they felt empowered. They're more likely to feel that their work is appreciated and that they're not being used. Instead of feeling like the employer is making them do all the work or the work that the employer themselves should be doing, empowerment leadership allowed employees to feel supported and trusted. Trust and leadership allowed everyone to feel safe, and it created a positive change and a positive overall work environment within the company. The study did, however, show that empowerment doesn't always work in routine job performances. Sometimes it was shown to have adverse effects, actually. Sometimes when employees were given extra initiative and assignments, it made the job more stressful. A higher relationship and high job performance was seen with employees who made a good relationship with their workers and created a more trusting environment. The key to a better working environment is not only empowering employees, but in understanding unique employee expectations. Every person has a different viewpoint or something different that they expect in the workplace, especially when it comes to empowerment. It's important for employers to realize this and align their relationships and expectations accordingly. The next part of the article discusses how culture, industry, and experience played into what is expected, especially when it comes to empowerment leadership. When it comes to culture, empowerment leadership had a greater effect on Eastern countries such as China than in Western cultures. This is most likely because of different cultural practices. Eastern countries are more likely to be used to responding to authority. Western cultures often expect authority figures to be more independent. Sometimes empowerment leadership in Western cultures might be viewed as intrusive or as a way to control from inside. When it comes to industry, empowerment leadership had an equal positive effect on both labor-intensive businesses like hospitality, education, and medical care, as well as asset-intensive businesses such as energy and technology. Even though there are many differences in these fields, especially when it comes to structure and what goes on within, empowerment had a positive effect on both industries. Lastly, the study revealed that empowerment leadership had a more positive effect on employees with less experience and knowledge than employees who had more experience. This was kind of surprising considering it seems like employees with less experience usually have less opportunities and less assignments. This could be because new employees want to make a good impression, so they may try harder and want to impress. Overall, though, the results suggest that empowering leadership can motivate employees and fuel their creativity. But it can also create additional burdens, such as stress that may take employees away from their routine performances. It's crucial for employers to understand that this type of leadership has its limits, and trust and experience and culture and industry and so many different factors come into play whenever it comes to empowerment leadership.